Welcome to With That Being Said, a Rue Fitness podcast where we get fit while having fun. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Rue_fitness and on Facebook at Rue Fitness. Also give us a like, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, and give us a 5-star rating and review. Only kind words. We're recording.
The village people have been.
The village people. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to With That Being Said.
A Rue Fitness podcast.
And stacked coaching.
And Stacked Coaching. We have with us the illustrious, illuminating, wonderful Emily Schneller and Sarah Altobello. You didn't know where I was going with that. Emily thought for sure I was just talking about Sarah. Emily thought for sure I was just talking about Sarah. I figured I'd give her a surprise.
Illustrious and illuminating.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's the light. It's the light
the
today,
halo
y'all.
light.
It's the halo.
Right. So, y'all, today I had on these khaki pants.
He still has.
I still have mine. They're joggers, but they're khaki colored with a blue stripe down the side. And I have on these brown leather high top Nobles. What are you lifting up my shirt for?
What brand are those pants?
Born to Lift. I think they're out of some East Russian area. Because when you order them, they're super cheap. They're like $30.
Does it take 3 months to get here?
Yes. It takes a long time. I ordered these many months ago, and they just came. They were on sale, like $25. When you see one of those $25 Instagram ads, and you take a chance, this is what you end up with. But I like them.
Yeah.
I have, multiple pair. They look good on me.
I parked my car this morning, and Bradley had pulled a bike out into the sun and was biking away and did not have a shirt on. And I thought for sure he didn't have pants on either from afar. They are that kind of khaki.
My skin tone matches my pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I didn't know it, but now we know my skin tone is khaki.
And what are your reviews of the high top Nobles?
Well, I look cool in them.
But
May doesn't like the brown leather color with these khaki colored pants, which it was the best option I had today with this light blue stripe going down the side of the pants. So this is not styled by ALG. She wants everyone to know that because people asked.
Fair.
But it took a time to get them on. It took me about 10 minutes to get my shoes on today. So I don't know how I feel about the high top action.
When you are ready to take them off, make sure you're done for the day.
Yeah, these shoes aren't coming
on.
off. So that means these pants are staying on all day.
Good thing we got a cool front.
Yeah, good thing it's a cool front. Well, I purposely put them on because it was cold outside. So, all right, what are we talking about today?
Ooh, well, we can tie it in roundabout. CrossFit Games' new sponsor is Noble.
Oh,
hey-o, look at that segue.
Look at that segue.
Yeah, it's the Noble CrossFit Games. Reebok is out.
I must say that Noble's customer service is about as good as CrossFit's affiliate support.
But
We've been struggling with customer service.
We've been
these days.
struggling. So, speaking of customer service, while we're in Disney World.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Except for our
That's
hotel.
not what I was going to say. So, the hotel service was not that great. And then they use magic bands now. And then, like, if you want to get on this special ride, for Hollywood Studios called Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, that everyone say is the best ride in all of Disney World, you have to sign up for this virtual queue at 7 a.m. and at 1 p.m. And by sign up, I mean, like, you need to be on there clicking refresh 5 minutes to 7. And if you're not in by, like, 7:01, you're out.
Right.
Well, I was in both times. And for whatever reason, my dad's magic band wasn't connected to our account, so we couldn't get in. And, I mean, it just seems like a complete effing debacle.
Side note, I have no idea how old people do Disney. Like, there is so much tech involved, and like I consider like us relatively tech savvy. It was so freaking confusing.
I know. I remember my dad's mom loved Disney and would she and my grandfather would go. They loved It's a Small World and all this other stuff, but she would not be able to handle that if she was
No.
to go like now.
So I'm in line for the Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, okay, which was a cool ride. And I'm pissed off because I wasn't in this queue, and like no one can help me. They're like, "Sorry, we can't get you on the ride. Like it's a live queue. Like there's nothing we can do." You mean to tell me this freaking company, Disney, there's nothing you can do? Nothing. They're like, well, you can send an email to customer service. So I'm in a tizzy. You know what I mean? So I send customer service an email on March 8th. Okay. I got a response this morning. This morning. We're sorry you had a bad experience.
10 days.
10 days. 10
Yeah,
days.
that's not good. What I will say about Disney's
We're looking at you too, Rogue Fitness.
experience,
Barbells.
though, is like, I was talking to my father-in-law about this. Like, they have people doing things that people don't need to be doing. For example, you walk into Disney World the day of, and they have people holding signs that are like, this ride is this way and this ride is that way. They're just standing there holding the sign. And I was like, it's amazing that they're not like just put the sign up there and not have the human being that they're having to employ do that. And my father-in-law was like, yeah, but it's way more personable. There was somebody to ask a question to every step of the way. I asked a question to the guy,
Except
like,
getting in the virtual queue for the Rise of Resistance.
wiping the counter, and he was so helpful, and everybody just seemed like happy to be there, even if their job was to like hold the sign that said this is where the line ends. You know
Except
what I
that
mean?
it was a kick in the
Okay.
family jewels every time I would talk about a ride, and somebody would be like, but did you do the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance?
Okay.
It's the best ride.
Ooh, funny side story. When my sister had her second kid, my other sister and I went up to help her, and she wanted, I don't know why, she wanted a McDonald's smoothie. So we were like, we'll go get it for you. And we went in to this McDonald's, and the manager, Sharif, this was 8 years ago, Sharif was walking around and acted like our 2-minute wait for the smoothie was like an hour, and was like, do you want a water while you
Oh,
wait?
wow.
What can I do for
That's
you?
nice.
Great. Have a great day. If you need anything else, we're so sorry about this wait. So shout out to Sharif in Cincinnati.
All right, Sharif in Cincinnati. Okay, so CrossFit Open. That's what we're here talking about. We're in the middle of the CrossFit Open, and it's interesting because I was all about the CrossFit Open for like 8 years. The CrossFit Open, they're in its 11th season. It started in 2011 as a means to filter out people to then go to the cross regionals, or I think it was sectionals and then regionals and then the games, or it just could have been sectionals to the games. The games used to be at the ranch. It very much was what CrossFit still is today to a lot of boxes, like very raw, okay, and normal people,
Yeah.
not Thor on ESPN. And by Thor, I mean Matt Frazier. And by Matt Frazier, I mean someone who doesn't know anything about how the CrossFit affiliate process works or the origins of CrossFit.
Okay.
So
But
shout out to the
I mean,
Joe Rogan
essentially
podcast.
the Open was a way to allow everyone that does CrossFit to participate, but still also find a way to find the fittest people and lead into essentially what is the CrossFit Olympics.
Yeah,
or
it was-
CrossFit Super Bowl.
It was a test.
Yeah.
The CrossFit Open was always a test. We treated it like a test. And what I used to always tout about the CrossFit Open was I thought it was the coolest. And the reason I thought it was the coolest was because unlike any other professional sport, there is no means for us to participate with those professional athletes.
Right.
Like it's not possible, right? But here, like legitimately, I'm doing the same workout as the 30 people that are going to the games, and this still is true, okay? And we all have to take the same means necessary to get there. And I just thought there was something really special about that.
It's really incredible too. I don't remember what workout it was, but I was doing a CrossFit Open workout. And at some point, Bradley yells, "This is where Rich Froning stopped. Like, this is finished." And I was like, oh man, I've got like more than halfway to go. And it's just like, oh, these people are really incredible when you like are put to the same test and you realize how incredible they actually are.
Yeah. And so no matter what ability, you had the opportunity to do it. And somewhere along the way, they added a scaled component, which was cool. I think it created a lot of angst with people as well, because not a lot of people are super self-aware. I'll just say that. Okay. But it was still really amazing. We put on big events. We had judges meetings. Like, we ran it like we run Wadi Gras.
Yeah, competition.
Three years ago, maybe it was 4 now? 3, I guess.
Teams was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was. 3 years ago, we had 4 team captains. I'm not going to brag. I mean, maybe a little when I say my team won. And I was the least competitive going into it.
Good job,
We
Captain.
did a draft.
We did a draft
We had like
between the
we had
4 of
80
us.
people participate.
We had shirts made. We threw down every Saturday. That was, I think, the biggest we'd done it. Was
Burke and I had a little individual competition going.
always.
Smashed them every time. But to give you an idea, when the CrossFit Open started in 2011, they had 26,000 people show up. And by 2018, there was 250,000 people signed up for the CrossFit Open, which is pretty crazy. Over that course of time, there was 33 different unique exercises involved in the CrossFit Open. And many of them repeats. And it has always been an amazing thing.
The repeats are kind of cool because you can compare yourself to what you could do the year before.
I absolutely agree.
And also with introducing something like the scaled options at some point, it has been cool to see athletes who are maybe getting to do a workout a second time that now get to do it RX because they've been putting in work over the years. And then this year they also have all of the adaptive divisions.
Let's talk about why I stopped caring about the CrossFit Open. I mean, that's really why we're here, right? Because we're in the middle of the CrossFit Open, and honestly, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't
think
give a
some
shit.
of our newer members don't even know what the CrossFit Open is, and some of our members are like sad that we're not doing it like we used to. So I think that we're coming here and explaining why.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, the games changed their format of how people were chosen to go to the games. And I think they eliminated regionals, right? Yep. And I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't matter to anyone in our gym. No one at our gym is going to regionals. No one in our gym is going to the games. We had a former coach that he had a possibility as a master's athlete, and that was really fun. We had a teen that had shout out to Abigail Crochet, that had the possibility of going to the games as well. But when they changed the format, like, it was weird. They switched it from the spring to the fall, and now there's going to be 2 opens, and there was just like a dial down of what the open was, and it just kind of like let all the air out of it.
All the cool factor went away.
Yeah, like it was all of a sudden like, so this really means nothing for most of us now. And like, I was like, this is dumb.
I think it was a mix of a few things. When we did that year, that was a lot of work on our
It was a
plate.
ton of work.
From a logistics
Which people fail to
standpoint,
recognize.
I mean, we're doing color-coded Google Sheets to do scores. And people have 4 days to put scores in, which means 4 days of extra work for us, which is fine. We enjoyed it. But suddenly to do that twice in 1 year was a lot. It already kind of always interrupted or collided a little bit with Mardi Gras potentially. Right. And now you're looking at it colliding with more season. Things in the fall, like football season. I think also just the culture at the gym was different at the time. Like Abby was super competitive and had a shot then. So it got all of us fired up. We had another coach that had the potential. That got us fired up. We had a whole group of members that were in, I mean, that was the year we had all the SEALs. We had these guys that were living here training for a short amount of time, but it was these like young competitive people, and it was a different culture, and we enjoyed it. But those things aren't in play anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our whole motto changed too. Like, get fit, have fun, you know, like.
Well, and so there were things along the way that had always kind of turned me off. And so I like that there was a scaled division, but a lot of times the scaled workouts were dumb AF.
Yeah.
Super dumb. Okay. Like, you know, bear crawls instead of handstand walks. Like,
I can't.
What are you testing?
Yeah, what are you testing? Like ring rows instead of pull-ups, and people are doing crazy, stupid, whatever, and like the knees above the waist for toe to rings. Like, I'd rather just see ab mat sit-ups or something like that. Everybody can do that. That can tend to be harder, and it doesn't look like you're just flailing around on a pull-up rig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember one member doing scaled bear crawls. It looked like, I mean, it was like a mouse like scurrying across the floor. It was so fast, but they couldn't do the handstand walks, and it was just like, this doesn't challenge them whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. So our options are this either super skilled workout or this thing that is dumb as
Not
hell
proving
in
anything.
terms of a competition and doesn't prove anything.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? And that's kind of what it started to become.
Yeah.
And I think the really cool thing before it got to that is like, if you didn't do the RX workout, you got a 0 or whatever, or you just didn't do it. And then you kind of did the own gym version of it, and you still worked out hard or whatever. And that's what it was. But now all of a sudden it was just like this bastardization of all the workouts. And I'm like, now you had people fighting to do RX that shouldn't be doing RX.
Yeah.
And it just became a complete shit show, if you ask me.
That's the thing that I think, you know, is a big reason why I think that it makes sense that we don't do it anymore, is kind of what it brought out in certain people too. Like, they've never attempted a muscle up, and now they're going to spend like 15 minutes
looking up
doing
at the rings.
muscle up attempts and not working on the skills necessary to get that skill, just because it's in the open and just because their ego says that they have to do it RX. The other thing is, people that don't have any possibility of going to the games or regionals, even the next steps, are doing these workouts like 5 times and beating their bodies up
because they
just
want to beat
try to get
so-and-so in the
a
gym.
better score. And that is not our philosophy.
Yeah, I know for me, a big reason, even the last one before COVID, halfway through, I continued to do the workouts, but I decided to stop submitting my scores because what I saw for myself, and I can only imagine it's kind of a nightmare. If you are running a gym that's big into the open, it has got to be a nightmare to program during that week. Because what ends up happening was I felt like I finished the open less fit than when I started. So the workouts get announced on Thursday. You have until Monday to submit your score. Well, you have no idea what you're getting into. So you dial your training back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, because you're planning to do it Friday. You want to have time for a repeat. So you're dialing things back so that nothing is too sore or too fatigued going in. You potentially overdo it twice.
Right.
Because you want to get a better score, and then you wash, rinse, and repeat for 5 weeks.
I
was seeing other people do that as well, or come to the gym less frequently during that time because they were gearing up for this one workout every week that they had no idea how to prepare for.
Yeah.
Right. This is something that like we have changed our mind on, obviously. Like, we used to be the gym that was big into the open. I wrote a blog post that CrossFit HQ shared, and the title of it is Why Everyone Should Participate in the CrossFit Open, right? And I think part of my point is like, if you want to challenge yourself and you want to sign up for a marathon, for example, you probably don't have an expectation of winning the marathon, right? So
just completing it.
Just complete it. And even if you don't have the expectation of going to the CrossFit Games, it's always good to get outside of your comfort zone and to participate and to challenge yourself, right? But our point now is there are ways of doing that make more sense than participating in the CrossFit Open.
So like, let's throw some stuff out there, like regional competitions.
Yeah.
We love Pensacola Beach Brawl. Didn't happen last year because of COVID. But it's something that our gym typically sends a ton of people to. Why is it awesome? It's a single day.
Single day.
Okay. We travel to it. We all hang out as a group. We know the workouts semi in advance, and we kind of have an idea of generally what we can do, and we can prepare for it. And it doesn't totally wreck our bodies because it's a team workout. Okay. And you still get to be in that competition vibe and test yourself. What's another one? Mardi Gras. Okay. Which is coming up around the corner. We love doing that. So there's lots of ways out there to do that. And I mean, one of the things that I fully intend on doing for this gym is bringing back a Friday Night Lights type of thing, except it's going to be a single event.
Yeah.
It's going to be a single standalone event, and we can crown a gym winner, and that will all be great, and we can all prepare for it and do it, but it's not going to be 5 weeks in a row. You know, maybe we do it twice a year. Yeah. Maybe we do it quarterly. I don't know, but I think it just kind of, when you do something like this 5 days in a row and it's completely random, and we can actually have more control of the workouts and what is going to happen, I think it can bring out a better environment.
I agree. Or just if you want to get a muscle up this year, like great, set that as your goal, but then like schedule some skill sessions with a coach, get some progressions going. Don't just say, oh, I've never done a muscle up before, but because they're in the open, I'm going to spend 20 minutes on muscle up attempts. Like that's not the way to get better.
I would like to talk, and I didn't get to talk to him before this, but I would like to talk to Carl because Carl has always done the open. He's doing it again this year. But Carl has always done the open of, I'm doing the same shit as everybody else. Despite whatever physical disability I have, I'm attempting to do the same thing as every single other person.
Yeah.
But now there's 25 different categories. That's an exaggeration, but there's a shit ton of categories, okay, in divisions. And I wonder if it takes away a little bit for him.
Yeah, I would have to.
I don't know.
To him,
it could be better, but I don't know. I'd like to think that if I'm attempting to do this, I want to do the same thing with everyone. So. Yeah.
But it's good. And I mean, we still program the workouts in class so you can still see how you stack up. It still sucks. I did the first one this past Monday and it was tough, and we still have a few members that signed up. I enjoyed judging them, and I remember that adrenaline, but it's weird. As much as I had fun on Monday with them, I don't miss it.
So just for everyone knows, this is not just a Rue thing, okay? Since 2018, when they made these changes, 59,000 less people have signed up for the Open.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
So this is across the board type of thing. So that gives you a little bit of background on our thinking of it, how we approach exercise, how we approach competition, what we're thinking. And I am not letting anyone down. We're going to do this. The COVID numbers are almost there to where we can throw a big shindig together. My target is end of May, when Mardi Gras is done. Numbers are super down. Most people in the gym will have been vaccinated by then. Yeah. And we can all get together and drink and have a party and do that. So any other takeaways?
No, I mean, I think we've done a good job of meeting the culture of our gym where it's at. And when the Open was really big, the demographic of the gym was very different than what it is now. And we're still capable of doing everything in the Open, but putting a big emphasis on it is just not where most of our members are in their lives. And we're aware of that.
And we're still able to accommodate those that do want to participate in the Open. And we're still judging those that, have done it every year and don't want to break their streak. So.
Love it. All right. We hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.